So everybody's been asking for a video, so here it is. This is the backyard. These pictures were taken a while ago because I'm actually the little girl in the left corner. So the way we go through right now, we go through the garage, and it is a little unkept right now because we're still getting things figured out and cleaning up. So for starters, there's a light switch that has a nut hanging from it, of course. This is the door everybody asks about. It leads to the kitchen, and it's how you get in from the garage. This is me turning on the lights. It turns on the lights in the dining room and the kitchen. So this is the kitchen, and for reference, my boyfriend is 6'5", so that's how big it really is. It has a sliding door that leads to the dining room for whatever reason if you want to cut off your kitchen. He labels a bunch of things like this. I don't really know what they mean, but that black thing is the fridge. This is the oven, which a lot of people had questions about. It does work, and the buttons are a little high, but I could reach them, and I'm 5'4". This is the picture on the website that everybody was confused about. So more to the right is his microwave and stove. There's this thing also, I think it's just a decoration. So this is his garbage can to match the theme, of course. This is the one counter. It has a bunch of beakers and stuff. I don't really know why. And his wine rack that could not be any more abnormal, but I guess that's what the house is. This is the door that leads to the dining room, and this is what the dining room looks like on the website. So back towards the head of the table was actually taken out, and this was put in place, and this is what it looks like now. These little helmets we actually wore as kids, and we shot with these guns that all hang from the ceiling for easy access. This is the TV, and it does work, like in the pictures. It's set up like a spaceship. There's these, like, motherboards in the wall. I don't know why. The remotes to the TV are actually strapped to the chair. Pretty practical. This is a button that used to make a buzzing sound throughout the whole house, but it stopped working here. This is another one of those labels I was talking about. It's under all those buttons. He knows what it means. I have no clue. Maybe someone else knows what it means. This is a phone. I don't think it works, but it might. I have no clue. Then this is the wall that someone made a meme out of, which me and my family absolutely loved. So if you walk over here a little bit, there's a display case. It just has a bunch of decorations. This is a vase me and my mom actually made for him. So you walk into the living room, and there's this big painting that everybody's been talking about. The floor used to go across, but he tore out the middle and had someone actually come in and hand paint that. This is the alien guys that everybody keeps talking about. I don't really know what they are or why they are, but that was my favorite toy as a kid. Then there's this chest on the couch. It used to go on the coffee table, but it just has a bunch of jokes and stuff in it, toys. So this is what everybody keeps calling the tarantula chair. It actually just has some fur thrown over it. This is his library, and from across the hall, it actually looks like this. Before that, we found this horn, which was my favorite thing. We broke it for a second. I passed the phone over, and it just fell. But then I fixed it. We picked it back up, and if you tip it on an angle and you blow into it, it actually makes this sound. That was really random, but it was always just one of my favorite things, so I thought I'd share. This is just some decorations. It's just an axe. So then you come over to this ladder. It is mounted into the wall, and it's how you get to the library. You climb up it, and then it looks like this whenever you get to the top. There's just a bunch of books. Of course, it's some sci-fi stuff. Who would have guessed? You come to the end, and there's just more books, and then you get this view from the top of the library, which looks like this on the website. So then you walk back down, and we went back down the ladder. You cross over, and you go up the spiral staircase, and that's actually what takes you to all the crazy different rooms. So when you get to the top, and you walk down this hallway, this yellow curtain is actually where his front door was, but he covered it with a bookshelf and doesn't use it anymore. It can still be used, but he just chooses to go in through the back door. This is actually where this picture was taken on the website. Then I just found this random little thing. He has a bunch of stuff like this all over. So if you walk back over here, there's a little loft area. He does have a couple pressed animal rugs. I don't know if they're real or fake. Don't come for me. Then he has some knickknacks laying out. This is a window that's actually the big long windows on the back of the house. It shows you the backyard. Then you turn around, and he used to have a little couch and a table here. So this is the hallway that leads to all the crazy rooms, and the whole hallway is actually like this. The first door on the right is the bathroom, and it's jungle themed. There's an alligator in the bathtub, which I always got scared of over a kid. Good to know he didn't move it. It is decorated completely like a jungle. He has some butterflies hanging in the vines, and he has some frogs on his shelf. We went back through and noticed that he actually has a bottle of liquor and a shot glass because, I mean, hey, why not? I also saw a lot of people worried about the privacy, but this is the wallpaper, and this is actually the door closed. So then you walk across the hall, and this is the beach room with the actual sand. There are some rocks to step on to get to the bed area. In this little spot, that's a fake door, and he did have some dressers there for storage. This is the bed, and then you walk across. He has some beach decorations, some chandelier shells. This is an old radio that he has. This is the wallpaper that makes it look like a beach. And this is the real sand. I don't know if it's real or fake from the beach. I have no clue. He has some shells. And then if you look around close enough, there are actually some fish. I don't know if they're real or fake, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're real. So then if you walk across the hall, you come to this hippie room. It wasn't always like this. This was actually my mom's room whenever she was a kid. There are some decorations. This is just the closet, pretty normal. You come across, there's some decorations, a beanbag chair, stuff like that. And yes, this is an actual bong that people have been commenting on. The 8-ball I always used to play with, some more posters. And then there's actually a black light, and I tried to turn it on, and it does work, but we didn't have any clothes on, and it was daylight, so we couldn't see it working. I thought it was funny to shoot this. These are the magazines everyone's been talking about that are in the pictures that they blurred out. So this is actually a queen-size waterbed. It is the best part of the house, in my opinion, of course. So then you come across the hall, and here's this plain room everybody's been talking about. It's actually his office where he did a bunch of heritage work. It wasn't always that plain. He did have it decorated with a bunch of family maps and trees like that. Then this is the view from the spiral staircase. After we went through all the rooms, I just went around and found some more knickknacks to show you guys to show how abstract this house really is. These are just random things, but to him, he would be able to tell you exactly where he got them, why he bought them, things like that. They are literally all over the place. This is a sword that just sticks in the wall for whatever reason, and it's a lot harder to pull out than it looks. Took me a little bit, but that's okay. So then we went back down the spiral staircase, and if you come over here to under his library, you see this little music area. It has a bunch of records and stuff like that. I don't know how well it works anymore, but I'm sure if the right person fixed it, it would work just fine. Under his library as well is this fireplace that uses real wood logs. Then you come over here, and this is the door that we all used to go in, and he would go in, but we can't get into it right now because it has all the real estate locks on it. Then here's just another knickknack, these keys. I have no idea what they could possibly be to. Then this is me. Hello, tour guide. Hope you all enjoy. Then we left out the kitchen because we have to go out through the garage. We closed the door. This is what the back of the door looks like, but we opened it because we didn't want to mess up anything for tours. And then that was it. This is the outside of the house, and that's about it. This is a picture of his house after my friend and I TP'd it, and I've been getting a lot of questions, so I'm just going to answer some. Yes, he is still alive. He just downsized because he is getting a little bit older and wanted to move while he could still do it on his own. And everything in the house is actually staying. So we have been keeping him updated about how viral his house has actually gone, but he's very old school, so we only contact with him through either email or his new apartment landline. So he honestly designed his house like this just because he could. He likes to say that the beach, the hippie, and the space nerd is all just 3 different types of his personality combined into one house. He honestly used this as a coping mechanism. He had just gone through a divorce with my grandmother, and he found it easiest to rid of the past by changing something huge without having to get rid of it. So he got all this money because he was an engineer, and he really just knew how to save rather than spend. He was super smart with his money and invested in a lot of good things at the right time. So this room was his office where he did all of our family heritage. He wrote books, made family trees, and he decorated it with all of his findings rather than decorating it all crazy. So a lot of people have been asking if me and this person further up in the chain are related, and we are sisters. In this comment, she explained it pretty well, which is why I posted this one, but she is married, so we do have different last names anyway. This picture was actually just taken on Friday. The 2 kids in the front are my younger siblings. The 2 people to the left are my grandparents. The person to my back left is him. The person to my back right is my mom, which is his daughter. The person to my right is my sister, who was in the comments before, and the person to the far right is my dad. And lastly, this is just him and I.